So you want to check this one out. This is another hot one. That's going viral, baby. That's right. That's right. Check us out. Good twin, bad twin.
Frank James and Jesse James, motherfucker talking about Robin Hood. A robber is a fucking robber.
Right.
Huh? Do it sound like somebody that would reach down to robbing somebody gonna give it to poor folks? You know, and that's your folklore. You know, my mama told me Santa Claus was a white boy, and she was buying the fucking toys, man.
Yeah.
I said the most dangerous person I ever knew was my mama.
It told you the stories. It told you the stories. You don't mind saying thank you. I want to show some appreciation. Huh? We're going to say thank you. I want to show some appreciation.
You don't have to do that, man. I do it for NBC or anybody. That's why I give y'all privileges. Most niggas, you think Bill Cosby and them motherfuckers do an interview with y'all?
No.
I don't need no appreciation. You know, I make mine. Right. You know. But I'm saying this is what this shit is like, man. I looked at them three nasty, dirty black motherfuckers supporting Sessions. Well, he gave me a job. Fuck you, nigga. That's why I'm glad God didn't make me. I struck them niggas dead right there while they was talking. This is what this shit is about. You know. So anyway, let me thank you all. You know, because it's about information. You know, the white boys can't give it. I know more about Kennedy's assassination than the government knows. You're stupid enough to believe that. I know Kennedy didn't die in Dallas. He was a vegetable. He died April of '71 on the NASA's island. I know that NBC don't know it. But as long as they tell you, Jackie Kennedy, she was Bobby's girl before she was Jack's girl. Okay, that's what this is about. Bobby Kennedy asked me, I was on a Cups in the show in Chicago. He goes, back then, his show came on when all the legitimate shows went off so they could fill that time. So before the show started, Bobby said, you coming to California to help me with him? I said, when you? He said, tonight. I said, no. Then give me my $1 you owe me. Give me my $1 you owe me. So now I didn't know the show was back on. So Cutter said, did you ask him for $1? I said, so you know how rich he is? Why you want your money back? Because if he wins, the date I'll never forget is June the 6th, 1968. Okay. I said, if he wins the primary, June the 6th, he'll never leave California alive. Okay? And all these people backstage, when he got shot, if you pull up the picture of Greer, the football player, Rosie Greer. Rosie Greer was backstage. He was Kennedy's son. The guy who shot him, he was never within 6 feet of him. Yet and still Bobby had 3 shots in the back, none in the front, and Rosie Greer was holding him. The FBI came in there and removed all the panels, because Bobby shot 3 times, but there's 9 bullets. This is what this is about. When you're walking through a myth and you've been trained in lies, you can't get it out. I don't know, you're kind of young, but if you do your research, you'll see that in Tuskegee, the city, racist.
Syphilis test.
The first black mayor was in 1960. John Ford, married to a white woman. The white woman was
I don't want to misspeak.
Wallace.
Wallace, yeah.
The white woman he was married to was George Wallace's sister's daughter. Okay? All right? And they play all these games. And I don't feel like even talking to y'all because y'all been so washed up with it. And I don't blame y'all, was the same way. Ron Brown, the first black Secretary of Commerce, appointed by Clinton. Clinton's the one who had him killed. I got the pictures of it. Okay, shot in his head, and they told you it was a plane wreck.
Right. Mysterious plane going
But
down.
this is what this is about. You know, everybody, if my mama's alive, she'd be guilty. Everybody that voted in this last election voted for the lesser two evil. That's because you're evil. When you look in the mirror, you don't think you're evil. You look in the mirror, you don't see that's a pyramid. Ain't no cracker made no pyramid. Look at it. Huh? What? And they run all the way to Egypt to look at it, especially niggas. All the way to look at it. All you gotta do is look in the mirror. And these rich white folk go over there and pay the guy off, the head of tourists, to sleep under the pyramid to get that energy. All you gotta do is sleep under your back, and you sleeping under the pyramid, the one that made the moon, the sun, the stars. It's a game. And so now it's beginning to change. Now you look at all these people that's scared, fearing God, don't occupy the same spot. I mean, I look at the Christian Bible, and I don't have no problem with it. It says, God made Adam. And Adam said to God, I am lonely. And God didn't say, how can you be lonely when I just made one? What you know about me? Y'all into that bullshit, man. There is a God, but y'all praying to the wrong thing. There's a white boy that owns all the big networks. He has no more than you have. You a father, she's a mother. Will she make one child brilliant to go to Harvard and Yale, and the other one keeping the baby so they can't read? Or what make you think God would do that? The real God. Not just use the word, because God means power. That's why they can call in the Christian society, they can call the mafia Godfather. And nobody complain. God ain't got nothing. It's power. Okay? That's simple. It's too late now. This can't be saved. When your wife is 9 months pregnancy, you can't pull it back. It's too late. We don't even know that. We don't even know that. And so somewhere, what these black folks is looking, I'm amazed. I'm going down the street, man, little grown gangbangers come, man. I listen to you every morning. That's your new audience. That's your new audience. But you can't get it when you worry about, and I don't blame you, when you worry about commercials. You can't do it. The civil rights movement, they're doing one of the better jobs in the history of the planet. But they can't talk about Coca-Cola. They get grants from them. Okay? I read every newspaper to come out, not because I believe I'm looking for the crack in the fabric. And then you can follow it, the crack in the fabric. But the real God give you a warning. We sitting here now, and you see them trees, we get away from this glass. The trees didn't say, man, it's hell of a storm. It's a rhythm, it's a vibration. Okay? And that's where the young folks is going. These young folks, man. Y'all got these people sitting here listening at ignorant black folks listening at them and don't know what they're looking at. It's nasty and crazy and stupid as Donald Trump is. He ain't never killed nobody. Most of them people he put in his cabinet are murderers. Clinton's a murderer. And you hear niggas talking about the black president. Oh, come on. Clinton, you know. And that stuff they busted on Trump the other day and out of Russia in the hotel, those was boys he was in the bed with. That's what this is. Okay? We owe China $3 trillion, and we talk about them like dogs, and China ain't never said, give me my money back. Okay, if I owe you money, I'm not going to talk about your mother. How come they different? All of them is in it together. All of them's in it together. And those of y'all that's sitting out there that think you know so much, when you finish looking at this, all birth certificates is owned by the Vatican. Right. Traded every day on the New York Stock Exchange.
That's right. I mean, it's a certificate. The birth certificate is a certificate.
So if you own your car, paid for, you can use it as collateral to buy something. This is what this thing is about. If you was buying something from General Motors, and you paid them cash for the first down payment, and then you gave them a check, the check bounced, they can't put you in jail. You have to have gotten it fraudulent. And if you didn't buy it with a bad check, that wasn't fraudulent. This is what America is about. You know, and we don't know that. And somewhere, you can educate them now, if you can. They'll pull the plug on you. When Hoover sent a telex to the Chicago head of FBI, Johnson, killed Gregory. Didn't no other paper run it. I had the telex for the FBI had it. That's what black folks in position, if they like you. If they like you. They said, you know, we saw, looking at Martin Luther King on the balcony. He didn't down the balcony, smothered to death at the hospital. Okay? You saw that famous picture. 5 people pointing. A gunshot. How did they know it wasn't going to be another shot? That's very important.
Right, because they still out there. Right. If somebody's shooting.
Andy Young was out there. Oh, come on, Andy. Reverend Kyles. The worst thing ever happened for Kyles is when he came here and made a speech. And that's why I knew then. I never heard of Reverend Kyles. I didn't know where he was going for dinner. Supposed to be at 6 o'clock. So Reverend Kyles said, man, one thing make my wife mad. If her macaroni and cheese get cold. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, well, we sit to dinner for 6, but we need to be there at 5. Why? Because the shot they had to make, it would be too dark. Well, why would we not suspect anything? Okay? So the first black mayor y'all had in this town, Reverend Kyles had a press conference. Y'all need to pull that up because that's very important.
Say his name one more time.
Huh?
Say his name one more time.
Reverend Kyles, yeah. And he would do the hustle on April the 4th from Memphis. He's the one that would do it. Everybody else stayed away from, they made big bucks. People came in from all over. So he would come and advertise within a 100-mile radius. So he was on the balcony of the mayor's office. And I get a call. SCLC was here putting a thing together for a demonstration. It had nothing to do with conspiracy. So the girl called me and said, you better talk to James Owens. He's fixing to kill Reverend Kyle. I said, what? Yeah. I said, for what? He said, well, Kyle slipped. He ain't slipped, man. It's the universe. He said on the balcony here with the map. He said, King was here. I was here. I moved away so we can have a clear shot. I know he didn't mean to say that. And then the shot rang out. So I said, put James Orange on the phone. I said, James, you're nonviolent, you teach nonviolence, but we ain't gonna talk about that now. I said, you need to go and get the tape from NBC, CBS, because tomorrow the tape will be destroyed. And then when you get through, you kill him if you want. I don't care. And let's get the tape. And then send it to me. And I ran that tape all over the world. And all you got to do was Google it. And that's how people found out something happened on the balcony that wasn't what they was telling us.
Is that what prompted Code Name Zara?
Huh?
Is that what prompted Code Name Zara?
Yeah, but better still, 52 years ago, I wrote a book, The Shadow That Scares Me. That was Trump. Way back then, that's how long this been playing. You go home and look at your house, the shadow. The shadow is bigger than your house. Y'all worrying about a shadow that's only there when the sun is out. Every night when the sun goes down, Trump. That's Trump. That's Trump. The shadow don't have no power. If it's a cloudy day, the shadow don't exist. And y'all scared of him and all these murderers? And those of y'all sitting and listening, you need to Google New York Times. 1.5 million black men is missing.
Yes,
I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
Missing don't mean you in jail.
Right. They just
1.5 million black men is missing, and they're on that planet right above us. Right above us. And so you walk down and you believe in mythology. They wait. They wait. Abraham Lincoln on a penny. That penny to mint costs $1.44. Who in their right mind would spend $1.44 to mint a penny? So they ask you, what color is a penny?
It's supposed to be copper.
No, copper ain't a color.
Right, it's supposed to be like brown.
Brown, right?
Brown or burnt orange. Right.
Okay. And Lincoln's on it because his daddy was a black man. Huh? Y'all know codes, how to cook greens and all that bullshit. Collard greens, and y'all out there eating it, black folks. Look it up. There's nothing you can get in your body that collard greens won't heal. But once you cook it, you destroy the nutrition in it. There's a universal God. There's a guy in Italy that can kill any form of cancer you got with baking soda. But it can have aluminum in it. And so we sitting here listening to a rhythm from the church. That's all they know. Instead of listening for a rhythm that put your nose here trillions of years ago, and it ain't gonna make a mistake. It had your nose where your ear is supposed to be and your eye where your knees are. And y'all don't follow the winner? This brother go to the racetrack or go to the casino here and win him $2 million every night. And you gonna follow me who's on welfare? This is what this is about. And look at people chew gum. See if you see any wealthy people chewing gum. That's the worst thing in the world. Niggas chew it all the time. Why? Because you've never been told the number one chemical plant is your tongue. Not Harvard or Yale. Your tongue. Chemical. So now when you're chewing gum, you got to break it down. Rubber. So it can create the acid to break it up. So when you swallow it, that chemical that the brain created is waiting to cover it up. But you don't swallow it. So you got an acid God made to wipe out rubber, and you eat it and chew it. All the people think they slick. You can tell them the way they walk. Queen Elizabeth, one of the richest white women in the world, ain't no but a murderer. My sister and mom ain't never murdered nobody, but they don't know you ain't supposed to chew most of the stuff we chew. That's why I like to see niggas when they saying the blessing. At the restaurant, they pray for everything but the whiskey. They don't ask God to bless that. Do they know something wrong with it? They don't ask God to bless the whiskey. So this is the knowledge now. And all you got to do, if you got children, look at your children. And stop hearing what your mama and your grandmother heard when they was listening to you all. I mean, how can you have a best friend when you was a little boy? Know their name? Your mother and father paid the bills. They paid the house note. They bought the car. They bought all the food. But they ain't your best friend. Some little punk who ain't never bought nothing for you is your best friend. Why? Because the universal God in your head tell you your mama and them ain't nothing. All these lies they go for. Anytime you go to war and kill for somebody, a white man that never liked you, raped your mama, you think all these light-complected black folk came from? You think we was raping the slave master's wife? And this is what this is about. And you born with that. All you got to do is get you a blackboard, this little one, and write your name on it. When your name come up, your name was already there. This instrument pulled it through. Okay? So when you sit and you look at all these brilliant scientists, they talk about, you have the same thing. You have the same thing. And so somewhere when you stop and see the real stuff, you can't see it. First person called me a nigga, probably my mama. And I don't know how you get mad when somebody call you a nigga. You can never be a nigga. But if I call you a billionaire, you smile, you ain't gonna be a billionaire neither. You can't be a nigga, you can't be a billionaire. So why you take the negative? Uncle Tom, that's a shapeshifter. And the real white folks know that. The real ones know it. Can change into anything they want to change into. Called shapeshifter. A tomboy is a tough girl. A tomcat is a tough cat. But when it comes my turn, it gets weak. And y'all buy that? They got a book out. They said 1,001 folks that made America. I'm listed in it. And they won't even, I don't need to be in there. I'll be validated by y'all. If I couldn't trust my mama, who ain't never owned a slave, what make you think I'm gonna trust you? So basketball brother worked national, thinking the name of him. They asked me, said, man, how come you don't want to do the interview? 1,001 made America. I want to be number one. I done more for them than they did. You know, and so when you look and stop and think about it, I've been married 58 years, man. I had to go apologize to my wife for raping her. I didn't know the way men done messed up this, basically white men, done messed up this system. I thought when I married you, you couldn't say no. When a woman say no, a man, so that means no. So I called her up to her, I need to apologize to you for the many times I raped you. She said, but that's no, it ain't okay. It's not okay. I would leave my house this morning and slap my wife on the butt, say, see you later, but I can't slap your wife on the butt. But I did to her, it's family. That's what you're looking at in America, that's family. We got to stop believing in racism and white supremacy. That's what it is. Most ignorant white folks ain't never heard of white supremacy. And most black folks ain't never seen a white person. White ain't a color, it's an attitude. And if you ain't got trillions of dollars in the bank, you can't be white. I see white folks, I heard you on the radio. What do you mean I can't be white? Well, the stock market opens up. Call there. While you talking, you can make it go up or come down. You ain't white. The real folks will make it go up or come down or close it down.
Yeah, right. Close it down. Close down the interstate.
We are black. We can close down a bank for King's birthday. Only a white, evil thug that helped kill him can close it down. Do you know how many billions of black folks is on the planet right now? More than white folks. But only a white boy can make a saint. Ain't that a bitch? Make a saint. Only a white boy can make King's birthday a holiday. No black person, you know. And so this is what it's like. And Trump is gonna be in for a rude awakening. Oh, he think he got some power. Please, you look at him and tell him he ain't got no power.
What is to make sure, not just for the listener, for me personally, and I want to value the time that I want to make this time valuable. What is it? You know, if you point blank, you need to get this or you need to do this.
No, if you was a brain surgeon and I'm interviewing you about the brain, I don't know nothing about the brain, so how can I make it valuable? Only the people who know. I paid $2 million to bring in the top scientists on breast milk. When you know they were men, the top people on this planet about breast milk are men. So what do valuable mean? There's a God that put my fingernails here. Now, I might be stupid to know what they're for, but I don't know till you do the research. And so consequently, my mother had me circumcised when I was like 4 weeks old. And I said to my brother, man, do you know how stupid she got to be? She thinks God put some skin on my penis that she needs to have taken off. Why would God give it to me if it's not there? So one day when I started making big money in research, the foreskin that comes off your penis in 21 days is grown 3 times the length of a football field. Okay? Why? It's what the rich white folks use for skin grafts. Okay? So how you gonna make my time valuable when you don't know what questions are? Like I didn't know what questions are until I did the research. You know, I was doing a lecture the other day and telling somebody that this planet's over. Huh? What can we do? I said, we. I said, you're on a 747 and the wing fall off and the motor fall off. And you sit there and say, what can we do? Get ready to die like everybody else. Unless you one of the folks make magic, and there's some people who can do that. You know, this is where we are. You know, such thing is valuable. What's valuable? And so here's where we go. You know, you got a child, you let a cracker, redneck, nasty white boy send you to war. You know, leave your baby at home, leave your wife at home. Nigga, I'm going to send you to a country you can't even spell to kill somebody or be killed. I know black folks go to the military because they can't find a job. I love America. And one day you want to have some fun. Y'all live here?
That's right.
Well, what's the major black area here?
Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson.
Jackson is right across the bridge.
The name of the area?
You got Vernon Addition, Washington Addition, like neighborhoods in
Okay,
Jackson.
well, I don't need to know that. You know where niggas live, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know they don't live where the rich white folk live.
Right.
So I'm going to ask you again. What is one of the districts where 99.9% is black? What is it?
Again, Washington Addition.
Washington, okay. Go there and take some white folks with you on 4th of July. 90% of all flags, American flags, is sold 2 weeks before 4th. Go there, we ain't got no flags up, huh? Well, I ain't never liked America. You haven't either, you just don't know it. And you can tell the dogs that's doing this shit, you can drive down the street and see that big American flag, bigger than a hotel. Them are criminals. Them are criminals, man. But George Washington, it's hard to like him because he wasn't nothing but a slave owner. And a slave owner is the lowest thing on the planet. Anytime somebody would own somebody else, they'll rape their mama, their daughter, their brothers, their sisters. That's what they are. They filth. And as filthy as they was on July the 4th, July the 3rd, day 4, 4th of July. They was in Philadelphia. And them thugs said this. They said, well, tomorrow at 12 noon, we got problems. They said, we can't be the face of liberty. We too dirty. We own slaves. We got some down the basement now. Talk about this homosexual thing. Don't ask, don't tell. I mean, if I'm gay and I go into that, if you don't ask me am I gay, I ain't gonna tell you. Don't ask, don't tell. They think that just started. You ever seen George Washington in them tight satin pants with them high heel shoes on and them wigs and them women's blouses and stuff and the makeup on? What do you think that is? I said, what? And so they sit there July the 3rd. They said, well, since we can't be the face of liberty, so they're in Philly. So see that bell over there? Let's polish that up. Polish that bell up. Then tomorrow at 12 noon, July the 4th, we'll hit it. And that bell, we call it the Liberty Bell. They hit that bell and the Universal God cracked that bell from the bottom all the way up to the top. And their mind was so messed up they couldn't even turn it around. So anybody look at the symbol of liberty, it's a cracked bell. Now, don't that tell you something wrong? I mean, would you buy a car with a cracked windshield? Okay, so what's this about? So that's where we are. And so what you're looking at is white folks. Y'all worried about Trump? Y'all don't need to worry about him. I was was speaking in West Virginia on a radio show the other day, and I said, you white folk, you rednecks in West Virginia, you look at the hearings for his cabinet, don't none of them look like you. All of them can read, you can't. All of them, nobody. And you hear this punk thug talking about, we're going to drain the swamp.
Right.
You don't have coal mine explosions like you have in West Virginia. You didn't say he's going to get your mine safety, did you? so this is what it's about. And so somewhere, he's scared. He know they'll kill him. He is smart enough to know that he ain't that smart. Well, my daddy, but your daddy ain't nothing, man. I'm 85 years old, huh? When they was building New York, building it, construction in it, that was the mob. They'd kill God if they could, huh? Go back and do the research. They shot judges, mass, kill anybody they want. This daddy wasn't no player. Why you think you ain't heard nothing? He shocked the world. How come you don't hear nothing about his daddy? Since that's where his money came from. What's that about? See how it works? And so this is a game, and he just make him think. They make him think he's part. And anytime you see Trump with the red tie, that's him. Anytime you see Trump with a different colored tie, that's a clone. That's where they are technology. Okay? And so this is what it's about.
I have to, on another note,
You've had some, since we in Mississippi, you've had some history in Mississippi.
Man, let me tell you, it changed my life. This town, Medgar Evers, everything that we benefit from now, it started with him. Now the NAACP been 100 years. But this man here, wife and a family, every time I get ready to come down here and march with him, I tell my friend, okay, y'all better try to get some insurance on me, because they're going to get me one night, you know. And the night that Della Becker was laying waiting for us in his house, because you couldn't stay in a hotel then. So anybody came in, had to stay with friends or relatives. So my plane was late coming in. And so I came into Memphis. No, came in here. But we were so late coming in, we couldn't go by his house where I could leave my bags and stuff. So we came right to the rally. My wife called and told him, I was on stage, that my son, 2 weeks old, had just died. Tell me to call. So he came, he didn't tell me. I see something on his face. He said, how do somebody call you and tell you to tell somebody died when they told me to tell you to call home? So I said, man, ain't no more. This is home. I was on the front line of battle anywhere in the world for this evil white thug. And my son died. Ain't nobody gonna bring me a message on the front line. Huh? And then I'm gonna go and call in the middle of battle? Something wrong with that. And so if you look at Ralph Ellison, the book went around the world, The Invisible Man. You know how many copies that book sold? How come he didn't do a second one? Because he didn't write it. That's how you don't need to be smart to figure that out. How come, you know what I'm saying? Bill Cosby, why they harassing? I got 7 daughters. Last thing I'm gonna do is defend somebody that do that. But something's wrong with the story. I say he didn't do it. What's wrong with the story? Black and white entertainers, black and white actors can rape anybody they want and ain't going to jail. Huh? That's what this game is about. Okay? So I'm looking at Bill. This last thing they got him on, but they're not gonna tell you. And most black folk don't have the research to do it, and if you did, you ain't gonna say nothing. That property he owns in Pennsylvania got more oil under the ground than Kuwait. That's what this is about. And now he made a deal with him. You see, he got his show back on a black network. That don't run nothing but reruns. They got some shit on that so bad sometimes they be doing a show and forget to turn the camera on. And I'm sitting there. And they ain't got no money to take. I used to go look at them black cowboy movies. Like in the old days that black folks would make. They didn't have no money to do a retake. So they'd be running. City brother running. Ain't never been a horse this night. He gonna run, jump on the horse. The nigga jumped over the horse. They couldn't stop shooting, man, because they didn't have no money. See, what they would do, they go and rent the equipment on the weekend. Okay, they had to bring it back by Monday. So everything you ain't finished by Monday don't get finished. So they couldn't say, shoot it again. Okay, and so this is what we did. You know, Step and Fetcher, y'all a little young. But Step and Fetcher made more money than any white Hollywood star. Okay, why? Because black folks had to go see it because that was the most powerful entity in the world. Okay? And white folks went to see it. Why? To see the stereotypes white folks went, and black folks went just to see somebody that looked like me. Okay? Step and Fetcher was the biggest pimp in the world at the time. He had 1,000 white hoes in Hollywood. He had 49 Bentleys. He'll stomp a white woman under the ground. Nobody could touch him. Okay? This is what this is about. He said, that's why I knew he was a good actor, man. Anytime a pimp had to beat up a white woman, could get there and play like, boss, Say, that nigga got to be a good actor. This is what this is about. A hell of a story, man. He was a black actor that had a wardrobe boy. Wow! So the war came in, and they was filming a movie at the time. So he looked at the white boy. He said, "How long you been here?" "I've been here 6 months." He said, "You like it?" He said, "Well." He said, "What you want to be?" He said, "I want to be a big star like you." He said, "You talked to anybody yet?" He said, "I can't get in to see him." He said, "Give me that pad." Metro Golden Man. He wrote a letter to the owner. And he said, "I'm going to send this to him. What's your name, boy?" He said, "John Wayne." John Wayne, that's how he got that little black guy, who was the most powerful guy in Hollywood, because of the amount of money he was making for him, huh? John Wayne. And so John Wayne got big after that letter came. So now, Metro Golden Man, he's through. Poor, broke, sick, Step in Chicago, in the city hospital. And somewhere John Wayne found out about it. Got in his jet and they flew in Chicago. He went by there and took him out and carried him to Michael Reese, which was one of the most expensive hospitals in the world at the time. So this is the history, but why I need a dog to tell me my history? Rockefeller. Y'all heard of Frank and Jesse James? They legends, man. Y'all weren't even born at the time. So when the government came in and killed Jesse, Frank changed his name to Rockefeller and moved east. One of the richest families in the world. Respected by everybody, because everybody just is thugs and dogs like they are. I tell people, especially church folk, like my mama, you think you're going to heaven? No, you're going to see Hitler right next to you. You'll probably see me. Huh? As clean as I am, every time I get on a plane and go anywhere in the world, Budapest, round trip, $42,000, first class, round trip. 12% of that is taxes. They take my 12% and the military get a piece of it to make bombs and guns to kill kids and women. I'm just as dirty as they are. The difference is now, my head is the fact, I know I ain't nothing but a piece of shit. Y'all don't know that. The wife going by a gallon of milk, the tax she pays, spends money for bombs and guns. So when I get there, I'll be waving at y'all. Say, "That's your wife?" "Well, y'all deserve to be here." Meet my mother. Christian Lucille. You know, One of the worst songs, and I'll get back to the history here. One of the worst songs is Amazing Grace. That is one of the filthiest songs that's ever been made. Y'all don't know it because you don't know who wrote it. Huh? He was the number one slave owner in the history of planet Earth. He killed women, men, children, white folks. That's how dirty he was. And then he's on a boat one day and saw the clouds and know he was going to die. He fell on his knees and said, God, if you just save me, not only will I stop doing what I'm doing, but I'll start educating people. I'll write books and songs and tell them what I was and how bad it is. And then the clouds disappeared. And he kept his word. He wrote Amazing Grace. Huh? And you niggas sitting in church, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Thank you for saving a wretch. You niggas don't even know what the word wretch means. Huh? Like me. See, like me, he said. So when your mama's sitting there singing and saying wretch like me, the word goes up. She talking about herself and don't even know it. Huh? Don't even know it. Okay? But let's change it and make like it was about a woman. Let's change and say she was the greatest hoe in the world. She killed her Johns, pimps, hustlers, tricks, and everybody. And then one day she write a song. Amazing Grace. This mama sitting there listening to this hoe. Thank you for saving a hoe like me. My mama like, Mom, you ain't never been a hoe. Stop saying you a hoe. But y'all don't know that, huh? Take your Baptist hymn book. Y'all can do a show. No, you don't do a show. Look at the Baptist hymn book. 99% of them songs is deaf tunes. Okay? They was honest enough to know, God, this white boy ain't gonna never change. I'm not gonna be free till I get to heaven. You got shoes, I got shoes, all got children got shoes. Once we get to heaven, you got to die to go to heaven. That's what they talking about. The whole game. And so here, I was like most black folk up north, scared to come here. See, no state or city got the brunt of jokes in the Klan. I've never seen a Klan. They don't be scared of one. Huh? I've never seen one. Folks, he lived with them. They went to the store every day. They did all the things that a human have to do because there was something inside of them. And then they go to church to get the battery charged. Huh? You didn't make the Cadillac, but you messed it up so the battery went weak. So you got to guess what the church do. It charges it. But you don't go pray to the car. And so somewhere, when I came here, man, I was so scared. I marched with Mecca, knew I was going to die. Wasn't scared to die, but I knew I was going to die. But didn't die. But I learned. When we was up in Georgia with the King folks, and a white state trooper, which wasn't white, he was passing. The white folk didn't know it. He was in the inner circle. So me and him used to go out and drink after everything shut down that night. So he said to me, look man, tomorrow, the march from Selma to Montgomery, tell him don't do it. He crying. And he told me he was not a white man. He's black, married to a black woman, living in a black neighborhood, children go to all black schools. He said, here's what the plan is. They're gonna take all the press and rope them off at 16th and something. And there's about 300 or 400 Klansmen that's gonna come out and kill everybody they can get to. So the next day I'm in the march. So he come up, call me nigga like he's mad at me. He said, what happened? How come you didn't tell him? I said, we came here to die, motherfucker. Not to live. I ain't told none of them nothing. When you look at them old black women, man, marching with their little grandchildren, boy, them niggas ain't no but punks, man. These old folk, go back to, they got the pictures and look at them. Old folk. Niggas can't read, can't write. Y'all can do all this shit and ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. You pay for it. You pay for it, huh? All the shit the white folks want us to do. I know, because I used to be that. I used to be that. This is what I learned. To see that old sister walking down the street, man, 90 years old, double crutches. You say, why are you doing it? I'm doing it for Jesus. That's what I heard. That's what I looked at. With no meanness, no evilness. Somewhere. So I'm in there waiting to die. I got a wife and a family back home. Fuck them, man. Malcolm X, one of the fine minds on the planet. He ain't got one legislation bill. Y'all wouldn't be able to come in this goddamn hotel if it wasn't for them niggas y'all don't like. The Uncle Toms. They got you the right to come in here. Okay? Malcolm shit won't work for 100 years. And your children shouldn't be listening to this rhythm. Tell you what to do. He ain't never hit a white boy. Malcolm started off as a pimp. In Detroit. And so when they wiped him out, they did it with a movie.
Were you there when Malcolm X died?
No, I wasn't in his movement. I wasn't there when King died. I gave millions of dollars to the movement. I wasn't there. I financed anything that the brother was asking here. When I got here, man, I just didn't know a human being could go through what they went through, man. Raising a child in Mississippi. And they went on to become doctors and lawyers and world-renowned folks. All over the world. Here. White folk didn't do that. The church didn't do that. The church was segregated. The universal God. Willing to die. In Vietnam. Beat up one of the mightiest nations in the world, America. Everybody was scared of us. The guy that ran the Vietnamese army, North, South Korea War. General Giap wrote a book, said, give me an army that's willing to die and I will destroy any army that's willing to kill. And how can you join up with a son of a bitch that'll take a flamethrower and burn human beings to death? That's why y'all gonna have to pay the price. Ain't no such thing as white folks and white folks. If a dog tell me, take this gun and kill your mama, I'm a murderer. Y'all don't know that. Oh, you don't know that. You think you can hide this shit? Put on your shit and your tie, your expensive shoes. You can't hide it from God, because God can see. He can feel your vibration. He can feel the fucking vibration. And so when you look at King in Mecca, you know what it was like, man? King had 4 children. Phone call come at midnight. Nigga, we fixing to blow up your house. And you knew one thing. You couldn't call the police because the police probably made the call. That's who King is. You niggas don't even respect him. The one person I know I can send a Christmas card from anywhere in the world, say the King family, somewhere on the planet, and they'll find him. You know anybody can do you like that? And yet still we'll wait till a white boy said, Monday's the day y'all celebrate this nigga, then y'all go back to work, This is what this is about. So you King, here's Coretta. She got 2 children, you got 2 children, and them children been seeing you ever since they born, and they never seen that look on your face. You know what that's like? Your children, King, and you motherfuckers don't even think about him, Don't even think about it. There's nobody ever did that for you, And yet and still now, You go to bed every night and don't say thank you, Dr. King. You wake up every morning and say thank you, Dr. King. Somewhere. So this state made me, man. I didn't know there was such fear locked in your body. And how'd I drop it? I see black folks walking down the street, going to the store, smiling, talking. The same conditions existed, but they didn't let fear take them over. Let fear take them over. I remember one day, one of my daughters in school got pregnant by one of the professors. And they decided they're gonna get married. My old lady, man, I mean, you can't get no more humble. A roach would be violent in her presence. You know, that's how she told me. She said, well, so-and-so's pregnant by this professor. So what's new? Well, I'm not going to the world. Baby, do you forget I knocked your ass up? You was pregnant before we was married. But you don't feel that? I said, let me tell you something. That girl would have took a gun and wiped out the whole dormitory. You would hawk everything you got for her bail. She ain't killed nobody. So if you don't see the balance. And so here, man, I can't tell you that I don't even have the genius to write and tell you what I felt when I come down here. When I walk out the house and look back and see him and know I won't see him no more. Okay? Y'all did this, and don't even know it. I'll do all the fucking trifling things. I went by that old juke joint y'all go to after midnight, One of my girls told me, she said, where you and mommy going? I said, we're going to Boston. Can we go with you? I said, where we going? Children can't go. You know that little 4-year-old told me, anywhere a child can't go, can't be good for anybody to go to. A child. So I told my wife, let's go back in. Why? You know what this girl just said? So we didn't go. And so if you just stop and listen. So coming here, I never saw Medgar come to the airport with a frown on his face like, nigga, you fixing to die. Always happy, always nice. And layered it. And then they killed him. If you don't need no statues downtown, where the big statue count, there's one up there, and I'm just sorry that I know where the fuck I'm going. But I just like to really go to heaven. I almost start believing in heaven because of him. Because I know that's where he is. And I just like to go and kiss him and say, thank you, man, but I ain't going that way. Not because I don't want to go. All the stuff I pay for. Taxes, all of it. And so, Kennedy, with these thug white senators from here and these ignorant white folks, thrill of my life, man, is coming into this state. Ain't no black state troopers. And I'm looking at a bunch of white boys at the airport. Sometimes be as many as 300 come to meet my plane. Trying to figure how they're gonna kill me. You know, and I see Medgar, my man. Then one day, because of the seed y'all planted and the civil rights movement, I come here one day, man, we rushing to get to Jackson Airport, Mississippi. And we driving, and all at once there's a line 2 miles long. Now I didn't know Mississippi had more black and white drive with no license, no insurance. So every now and then they have inspections. And they stop these cars and they make you show insurance, driver's license. So man, I had a plane I had to catch. I'm out there. And so I started walking trying to find out what's happening. And I see a brother. He said, oh man, there's 2 brother state troopers checking for inspection. I said, wow, I'll live to see the day that a black person can make a white person stop in Mississippi and sit in that line for 5 hours if you have to, and ain't nothing you. I knew it was worth it, but I got to see it was worth it. Just to see these brothers out there, a line 2 miles long. Everybody ain't driving without a license. I clapped. I was on a plane one day. It looked like the plane was going to crash. I'm on first class. Ain't no niggas first class for me. I looked back in the back of the economy, and I didn't see no black folks. I said, go ahead. It was good odds. Took a whole plane down. There was one nigga on the plane. I just want to look at him. That white boy sitting next to me. He ain't even spoke. Next to me. When that plane made that bump, he threw his whiskey off. He reached in and got his rolls. And I said, too late. Okay. And he says, what do you think about? Plane didn't crash. I said, that was me. It's God protecting me, not you. But it started here, man. Here. And so when you stop and think about, Mississippi ain't got no good schools. And all you black folks that made it out of here, it's because you was born with it. Huh? Born with it. And so when you stop and think about Kennedy with these thug white senators and Congress folks, he said, well, all white folks ain't bad. I know I'm smarter than you, nigga. I know they ain't all bad, but I can't figure out which one is and which one is not. So I just blame them all. I know you didn't do it. Anything happened to me, I blame it on. I know they didn't all do it. Huh? But most of the stuff happens to niggas. White folks did it. So I ain't got time to figure it out. I just say all of you did it. Now, I don't say that because I ain't going to kill you. I ain't going to hate you. Okay? I might have made the call wrong on you. If I woke up this morning with a hemorrhoid, I say white folk did it. You know what I mean? And so, when Kennedy cut off the food stamps, I picked up the phone and said they called so-and-so, tell them shift some money to your account. And I held a press conference. I said, as of tomorrow, I'll take care of the food. And I sent 7 tons of food here every 2 weeks. And then we had Christmas for Mississippi. Man. I bought 20,000 turkeys and brought them here. And I heard a word I never heard. Them black folk come get their turkey. Say, God gonna bless you. We'll be thinking about you tomorrow while we frying this turkey. I didn't know niggas fried turkeys.
Best taste in the world.
I know that. I ain't never heard of it. I never had nothing but a baked turkey, and they was trying to get away when they killed him. So all that poison he had, trying to free, I'm eating. But then a woman came by the house that night, Simon, said what you said. Wow, man. And I couldn't take it back north and give it to a black person. They swear it ain't a turkey. Ain't a turkey. And that's my experience in Mississippi, And so somewhere, my life changed. Looking at the faces, man. Looking at the faces. And now I question how somebody that kind can sweet. Any woman can let a child go to Mississippi, Ole Miss, to be a gladiator. Be a gladiator. That's why God knew not to make me God. I'd have gave them niggas a stroke just when they get ready to run over the finish line. And to this day, I don't pull for Southern football. I don't like football. I pull for a baby football team, 7 years old, to beat them. This is what this is about. But now payback's getting ready to come. Payback. Oh, we all gonna pay for it. And so this is what Metcalf meant to me. To sit in that church, man, and look at that white boy and say, that rich nigga. And I could hear the tone in his voice. They're gonna blow up the church. Blow up the church. So I said to Metcalf one day, we're sitting in the church. I said, watch that brother over there. He's gonna do something. He said, why you say that? I said, look, that look on his face. He said, after the rally, I tell you who he is. He was an old black man in a rural area outside of Jackson. would sit on his porch with his double-barrel shotgun every night and dare him to come up and burn his house down. Married. When he got married, he was 14, his wife was 13. Now he 89. And so, thank God for that spirit here that he killed 2 whites in Mississippi. Before the big marches the world was looking at. So they busted him, put him in jail. But the world came to his, especially black folks here, and they made a deal. We said, now you know, we just can't let that nigga go. He did kill 2 white folks. Probably was trying to burn that nigga's house down. He said, well, what was it? Can we make a deal with you? Can we get that nigga a trial? Find him guilty? And we'll just sentence him to 2 years. Then put him on probation. I said, yeah, we'll make that deal. So they put him in jail. White folks happy. Niggas sad. In jail. Do you know what it's like, man? You can't understand what it's like for a poor black man and black woman that's been married since they're 14, she's 13, to the same woman that night. First time they ever been apart. Huh? Walk and think about that shit on Quinn. That's no fucking toys. First time they ever been apart, and she died. That's what the look was on his face, man. She died. Huh? And y'all don't see that blood y'all got to pay for? Huh? You think it's business as usual? It's not. Just, man, I said, he didn't tell me the story till after the rally was over. 5 years I'd see him, I never saw his wife. Every night, man, with that look on his face. Just ain't rapping, ain't talking shit. You know what it's like, man? If you owned a dog for that long, what kind of feeling would you have? Your mama, you've been nights without her. She been nights without you. Your wife, your husband, she never been away, man. They never traveled. They ain't never been nowhere. If they had to go to a funeral, they was together. Think about that, man. That man been married 58 years. Right now, 58 years. Huh? And I can't tell, I've probably been away from home more than I've been there with the movement, you know. But he hadn't died, man. I see sometimes that she's laying in that bed by herself that first night, and he ain't there. He's with some people that don't like him. He's not with me. She couldn't handle it. And so, this is what this state, in particular this city, means to me. Changed everything. And then the rest of the movement, just being there, take this spirit. And so when them white folks had stopped the press at 16th and something, and I saw what the brother told me with the pitchforks and the axe handles and their guns, and probably one of the most profound effects the movement had on me is when them crackers moved over to them black folks with their guns and pick handles, knowing they was gonna kill them. I knew the black folks didn't. They just kept marching and singing. Just kept marching and singing. And I'm looking, man, and I'm thinking about, hey, Lyle, you should be here to see this. Woo! Out of all the things I ever done in life, I wish my children was here to see what's fixing to happen to me and see this smile on my face. Why? Because I saw people look like my mama, my daddy, my children marching, not throwing bricks. And then something strange happened. all at once, man. All at once. I saw something come over them white folks, fear. I said, well, maybe them crackers can kill me. Maybe I'm already dead. Maybe this is what afterlife is about. And then scared, and they dropped their guns and their pickaxes and ran about across the street. And I tried to figure out what happened. Because them black folks just kept marching and singing, no bitterness. He saw the Spirit of God. Them crackers. He saw the Spirit of God. What a story, man, to sit there and look at that.
That is a story. To see those looks, I could only...
Yeah, see them. You know. So, again, I just say to Mississippi, thank you. To all you folks in Mississippi, who's a fool now like I used to be, I understand it. I cry for you because you don't understand it. Huh? Somewhere. So, thank you, Mississippi.
Well, Mississippi thanks you, and we thank Lil and your children as well.
Yeah.
We know the sacrifice you gave.
Oh, yeah, but no more. See, I don't need to be thanked. I was in the military. It wasn't a war. If them crackers to take that hill, I'd have took it.
Right.
Huh?
Right.
So I'm going to take it for them. How come I can't take it for people who look like me? Who would never kill me? Huh? And all this stuff they tell you about young folks killing. It ever dawned on y'all ever heard of Spanish fly? That stuff you put in a woman's drink. You take it to the Vatican and give it to a nun. She'll get naked and go in the Pope's room. Did it ever dawn on you they putting stuff in our food that make them do that? Huh? Did it ever dawn on you? And we just go, it ever dawn on you that them shootouts is organ stealing? They taking the organ. Why they ain't shooting women? Because black man's organ is 1,000 times more potent than hers. You mean just a bunch of gangbangers walking down the street and why wouldn't they shoot her? Why is it just men? Huh? What's this about? So all of it now is about the... I mean, now I got children in my house. I see the difference. Granddad, is God smart? I say, they say he is. Why? I think he dumb. Well, why? Well, he sent his son here to die for our sins. Why didn't he just kill the devil, every one of them? That's how they talk. She's 6 years old. 6 years old. And that seed was planted. I get to not look at it grow, I get to listen to it talk. Listen to it talk. And so they don't buy. I got a 7-year-old, no, 6 years old now. He can name every city, not country, in Africa. No. Let me tell you why. Black charter school. Let me tell you how easy it is. You learn your ABCs, A, B, C, D. So they teach them now. A. Now, in a week, I want you to tell me every city in Africa starts with an A. Then to go to the B, that's how they do it. A, B, C, D. And that's how they learn it. Okay? And we don't even know that. You know, and so the whole piece. And I had to go back and see hidden numbers. I've seen it 5 times because I cried all the way through. I couldn't even see the movie. Looking at just ordinary. I look at them sisters. They look like sisters that was in the movie, in the march. Huh? They didn't walk down the street swinging their ass with high heel shoes on. You didn't see them going to the party and all that. Huh? And yet and still, they changed this whole planet. Because it never would have been an end to the Cold War. The missiles and stuff we got now never would have known it. And then at the end, when IBM came and took over, and John Glenn had been there and looked at these sisters figure out some stuff. So he getting ready to blast off, and that's where they tell him that IBM got the calculations wrong. And when y'all come back, you won't make it back, or you burn up from the heat chill. And so he's getting ready to go, man, go where nobody ever been. And he said to Mildred, she just found out about today, she's working on it. If Mildred say go, it's a go. You believe that? It's the woman that look like your mama, look like your sister, look like your wife. Changed the whole planet Earth. She figured it out, not with a computer. Figured it out, huh? And so when you look at it, and then you look at the Denzel's movie, huh? I mean, and listen, what do you tell this son? Nigga, you motherfucking nigga, you know who I am? Hmm? I'm a hoodlum, a thug. I can't read or write. Kill the man went to jail, then I met your mama when I came back, and you gonna sit here and talk shit to me? You get the fuck out my house. Wow, now it makes sense. Do you realize you got children? Do you realize if you couldn't read or write, do you know your wife don't know it? You don't tell nobody you can't read or write. Do you know when you see your child coming to you with a book, you got to jump on them and attack them? You can't tell them I can't read it because I can't read. You got to say bad, that nigga just told you to clean up your room. And then you got to go cry, man. I just can't let them know. I never told him I've been in jail. I never told him I killed somebody until I got angry enough listening to his bullshit. And my wife told me one day, said, you need to talk to your oldest son, Gregory. Said, he kind of don't like you. I said, well, here's what you tell this motherfucker. You tell him everything he got. My son was driving Rolls Royces when they're 5 years old, because the law don't say you can't drive, you can't do it on a public thoroughfare. We had a 400-acre farm. Them niggas would drive all over the goddamn farm. And then when they got age to drive, they come up to the airport to pick me up, and then white folks look at these little niggas jump out the car. Don't even close the door. Hey, Dad, how you doing? Right? And then when they got 2 minutes, we got 2 of them. This is what this white folks would speak to the car and wouldn't speak to me. They didn't know I did, Gregory. Thumbs up to the car. I say, to your mama. And so, what happens now? Ordinary people, black, ain't no white person makes me. None. At all. Last year, I made more money than Frank Sinatra. Gave it all away. Take this. And so, it was humility that I learned. Not from niggas with PhDs. I still don't understand how y'all can be fraternities and they slap you on the ass with a pepper. The dirty mafia that kill anybody don't have to go through a nation where they get humiliated. And y'all got niggas you don't like because they ignorant. You hit one of them with a paddle. All the shit I went through during slavery time, all the humiliation I need for the rest of my life, I got it from niggas in the fraternity gonna hit me in the ass. And the fraternity on black campuses. And if they went to white campuses, they couldn't belong to white fraternities. But they're gonna whoop me. So I came out of St. Louis, man. I was growing, man, to be a Kappa. Kappas was cool, man. Could dance and talk shit. And we went to the Southern Illinois, went to the Kappa meeting to be Kappas. And this nigga said, as a matter of fact, you ain't got no choice. We're the only black fraternity here at the school that's recognized. I touched my man. I said, did you hear that nigga say, man? Let's go. And we got up. Where you going, dog? Your mama's a dog. You better get out the world. You be a dead dog. Get out, my friend. And then we went and woke up J.C. Penn, old brother, that was over all the county Negro schools. He's alpha. One guy knocked on the door. Hey man, can we be alphas? What do you mean? Just what he said. Yeah, okay. That's how we become alpha. And then we ran that school. Ran the school. We steal all the tests. They thought alphas was the brilliant folks. We steal the tests. Who's the janitor? I never look like me. Okay. And so you'll see them black folks and janitors walking down with 700 keys hanging out their pocket. They got keys to all. They got the key where the nuclear bomb is. Don't y'all make me mad. I know Mr. McClutchy. I'll go in there at the chemical plant. And so we just respected him. We had all the tests. Niggas be in the room sleep in physics, man. Sleep, drinking a Pepsi Cola, and nigga make A+, then wipe the word out. How they do that? We had the test, cracker. Yeah. I'll make a nuclear bomb if you give me the formula to make it and send me some scientists to make it with. Don't mess with Gregory. He got some shit in his pocket that glows. And so that's what this means to me. I can't speak for nobody else. To me, to Mississippi. Almost to the extent, if two people had to die and I had to pick one was from New York and one was from here. You got it, baby. So again, I just say thank you, man. Thank you.
Said we could do this all day, but we're gonna have to wrap it up.
Okay, good. Good luck. Good luck. Yeah. Okay, well, here, I'll show you something real quick before you leave here. Where'd I do it then?
This the only bag you brought down.
Okay, nah, I'm showing you something. Come on, y'all can all look so then you know what Trump's fixing to do. Come on. Cut off, y'all got to go. I don't. Here. See here? What's that say? That's New York Times. 1.5 million black men is missing. That's today. Gone. Off the planet. See it? Now, here's how Trump. This is the one I told you about. Liberty Bell. Cracked. Now, this is the one that is how Trump become president. Yes. What's that say? Is that the Wall Street Journal?
That's Wall Street
Journal. November the 7th. I ran for president November the 4th. November the 4th, 1968. That's 3 days later, the Wall Street Journal ran this story. Now, what's the headline say?
Election computer goose.
Recently,
Election computer goose gives Gregory 9 million votes.
Did you hear that? I didn't know it till Trump don't know what they doing. Now, read the next paragraph, you see what them 9 million votes came from.
Some incumbent data gets on TV, use it. Okay, let me go down here. Take a big computer in New York that was designed to compile the results of Tuesday's general election.
Now, all your election, that's computed in New York, not in Mississippi or California. New York. What's it say?
At one point, early yesterday morning, the machine was credited Dick Gregory, the comedian, presidential candidate, with 9 million votes in Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania, one state. Huh? I didn't know it. Trump don't know what they doing to him. They didn't do it to me for real. They meant to give it to Nixon and somebody hooked up the computer wrong. Huh? And they had to shut them down at midnight because it was showing Dick Gregory. The numbers don't lie. If you got that many there, he'll win by a landslide. So they had to shut the computers down. A little ignorant nigga. The only reason I wasn't on welfare, they didn't have welfare. Huh? The machines said Dick Gregory's the next president. I didn't know. Trump don't know what they doing. You're a fool. Huh? And had that paper. No other paper printed it. Now go to the last paragraph up top and see what Cronkite said with his dumb ass.
CBS anchor Walter Cronkite, after the errors were pointed out to him, apologized for not questioning.
Now he think, cause he can apologize for something the CIA and them are doing. You see it?
For not questioning the figures. He said any fool should have known they were out of line.
So I called him up because we were friends, and he was out. And I said this to a secretary. When he come back in leaving this note for me, he called me a fool. He said him and his mama's a fool. And so again, this is Trump. Anything he do, he's not responsible for. See that? That's what convinced the whole world that Kennedy was killed. Okay? In Dallas. See here? This was the #1 magazine in the world. So when you saw this here, okay, this is Lee Harvey Oswald. See it? This is the rifle they said he bought. He gonna kill the president and he get a mail order rifle from Sears and Roebuck. Now, this is the gun he used to kill Tippett. Now I want you to look at this real good. See the body shadow? Which way is it going?
To the right. Yeah, it's not.
Is it back or front?
Right, it's going to the back.
Okay, see the nose shadow? It's going front what? Okay, they dubbed that head on the body. Huh? That's how vicious this country is, and that's what Trump's gonna find out. See it?
Right, that's it.
And then put a paper up here so you couldn't see where connect came. And all y'all come up with that bullshit. That's all it is. Your mama give you Goebbels, and so you eating, feel a good feeling, and see a white baby. Y'all selling turnips or white babies. And they've done the research now that black folks that ate Goebbels with that picture on it, you can be 90 years old, a white person walk up, a good feeling runs through your body. How you gonna change something? How you gonna change something? Oh, I want some candy. You don't see it, but when you eat it, a good feeling runs through your body. I want some. And these children lay on the floor, kick and scream. Wife got them at Saks Fifth Avenue. They kicking and screaming. She said, let the nigga stay there. Shit, you know how much money you have to have in the bank to come and shop here? Let the nigga stay there on the fucking floor. Oh, they quit crying quick. Mommy, where you going? Well, your daddy said leave you here. You know. So this is what we're looking at, and this is the job y'all got. That's Ferguson, Missouri. Famous picture went all over the world. Coming out the cigar store, okay? See his feet? He got on flip-flops and short pants. 15 minutes later, he laying in the street dead with long pants and Nikes. And they put it right in your face. White folks too. And so the real white folk know what's going on. You can't find it. It's a rhythm. God gave you these eyes, not General Motors. These eyes ain't never jumped when you stop fast. You go to a stoplight, see the cop and stop fast, the wheels might come off. Your feet ain't coming off. So that's what we got, and that's what we fixing to look at. And I say to you all, pull up last Friday. Pull up last at Google, the two suns that's in the sky in California, and then you might understand this picture. There's two of them. And at one time, they would circle this planet once a year. Now it's circling every day. That's what this is about. And if you knew it, then you would understand.
So this matters.
This is the one sun. See, they ain't gonna give it to people that know they ain't gonna give you too much. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We need your cup for one more.
Oh, one more thing. Let me show you. One more thing. Now, I want you to look at this here. See, the government wish they had these pictures. Now watch this here. It's Lee Harvey Oswald. These are two cops that's taking him to change guns. A guy runs up with a gun. They ain't even draw their gun. Their hat ain't even come off. He's running towards them with a gun. Okay?
Right.
Now, watch this here. Look here. See that?
Walking up the lane.
Look, he ain't even looking at him. That's what Trump gonna find out. Now watch this here. Now, Harrison, white man can't jump. Remember the actor? Look real good. See Lee Harvey Oswald? How could he be there and on the 6th floor shooting? And who was that? Secret Service looking at him?
Right.
You see? Here he is here in large picture. Here he is here. Now watch this here. We'll come. They still watching him. Still watching him. Now, Geraldo, I got to give him, I don't think he'd do what I'm fixing to show you. Now, because I think somebody told him he was Puerto Rican. But then he probably thought he was a white boy. The 3 people that shot him from the front, they got arrested that day. They let him go. Call him John Doe. Didn't fingerprint him. Didn't review what they were saying. They didn't tape it. And what sent this around the world they killed 14 people that day, and they only reported that Kennedy was shot. 14 people, and nobody never reported it. Here they are here. Okay? Now, they just finished shooting Kennedy in the head. The cops ain't got none of them handcuffed, and got them walking behind. They're walking behind the cops. Look at this shit here, man. Now this is E. Howard Hunt, CIA. This is Raul. And this is the Cuban that worked for us. Now, say, well, how are we going to get them in to court? Well, we know one person. They called it Gregory. They gave it to me. And Raul was also the guy who shot King. Okay. Woody Harrison's daddy.
That's why you said a white man can't jump. That's why you said white.
Yeah, but this is, see, they were spies. That's probably what Trump's scared of. I'm going to get rid of the spies. That's what you think. It is. See here? That's a round old show. And we put it, and he sent, that show went around the world. And that's when people start saying, wait a minute, what is this about? So here it is right there. Around the world, they saw that picture that you just saw of the trick, stuff. And so again, I just say, just keep your eye. It ain't gonna last long, but just keep your eye. Keep your eye. See here? Yes, we got them. Took them in, put them on the show here. The one that killed King. And so, again, when you start seeing things with your eyes, that white book tell you what you see in. Looking at a fight on TV. I'm looking at it. Why this cracker got the tail, and he hits him twice to the left. All right. So that's what y'all got. So when all this stuff come down, it could come down a couple of months. If I see y'all in line crying, I know y'all didn't look at your film. Thank you. Thank you.